you received were a form of pressure on your part to sign. Ilan po, Mr. Chair?
Your Honor, I would like to welcome to our hearing Honorable Charisse Ann Hernandez, representative of the Lone District of Calamba City. Thank you, ma'am, for attending.
Thank you. Yes, Congressman Mika.
Mr. Chair, just a quick follow-up for my interpellation earlier. I just wanted to ask once again. You mentioned that there was an AOM that has already been issued for the regular funds for 2023. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the AOM is issued on a quarterly basis when applicable. So, apart from the AOM that you mentioned a while ago pertaining to the welfare goods under supplies and materials, are there other AOMs that have been issued since 2022 pertaining to regular funds of the OVP?
Mr. Tomawis, you're recognized.
Mr. Chair, apart from the two AOMs I mentioned for the welfare goods expenses and the Pagbabago campaign, we have other AOMs for other deficiencies noted during our audit period.
Mr. Chair, if I may request, Mr. Chair, for the committee to request a copy of those AOMs. I believe since we are talking about regular funds here, we no longer need to ask for a subpoena or issue a subpoena to Sistecom as this pertains to regular funds, Mr. Chair.
May I be recognized, Mr. Chair?
Ano po?
Clarify ko lang po kung anong period or anong audit period po for CY 2023, 2022.
Mr. Chair, if I may ask, fiscal year 2022, fiscal year 2023. From the from the third and fourth quarter of 2022 and the however many quarters you've already audited for fiscal year 2023. Kasi hanggang, what was the last quarter po that you audited?
Year po, Mr. Chair. The last year po is 2023.
Okay.
Kasi po the AOMs that we saw on the confidential funds were on a quarterly basis eh. So, pag regular fund po, one per year lang siya.
Continuous lang po siya, and every time na may makita kaming deficiencies, we communicate the results of our audit during the year po.
If that's the case, Mr. Chair, may I please request for all AOMs issued by the Commission on Audit with regard to regular funds of the Office of the Vice President from fiscal year 2022, 2020, and 2023, Mr. Chair.
COA, please take note of the manifestation of Congresswoman Mika Swansea.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Noted.
Meron pa po bang concern?
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
follow up lang po. Mr. Chair, kanina lang po, I was thinking about the response of COA to one of the questions pertaining to the welfare goods. Kasi po, you mentioned in the AOM that was issued for the welfare goods, the main deficiency that was found there was a lack of a distribution list. May you please confirm that, Mr. Chair, on the part of COA?
I-broaden ko lang po na ang deficiencies is pertaining to the gaps on the existing guidelines on the distribution of welfare goods po, not on the distribution list per se.
Mr. Chair, may you please ask COA to enlighten us. What does it mean to be non-compliant with the guidelines with regards to distributions? Because it's, for me, it's a little bit alarming. Say, if there are two different things. If you talk about non-compliance with distribution guidelines, you can either be talking about non-compliance with internal controls, which you mentioned are receipts, distribution lists, etc. But on the other hand, there could also be deficiencies around supplying names of actual beneficiaries, in which case it is no longer an internal control issue, but rather a utilization issue, an accountability issue. So I just wanted, Mr. Chair, for COA to enlighten us kung ano po yung deficiencies nila when they say it's non-compliance with distribution policies, Mr. Chair.
If I may allow po to read na lang po yung nasa report po namin.
Please do so.
So, in the review of welfare goods expenses amounting to 176 million for CY 2023, it revealed that due to gaps in the guidelines and procedures provided in the Office Order Number 2023-21 dated October 13, 2023, the guidelines on the receipt and distribution of welfare and control measures, various deficiencies in the distribution of welfare goods were noted. Then ito po yung mga deficiencies. First is the following documents needed to support the distribution of welfare goods were not required by the agency to be submitted. Then next, they are delayed preparation of financial...
Mahaba pa ba yan? You can just submit that to us.
Medyo mahaba po,
See,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I already got what I wanted to hear actually, and which I actually hope not to hear, which was hindi nag-request yung agency ng documentation with regard to distribution. Tama po ba? Kasi ang ibig sabihin po nun, walang patunay na distribute po yung mga welfare goods. Yun po yung pagkakaintindi ko doon po sa sinabi nyo.
Bali po dun sa Mr. Chair, yung pong guidelines po sa existing guidelines po nila, hindi po nakalagay doon na kailangan isubmit itong mga documents na to. So where in fact, kaya po namin nare-recommend na kailangan po i-include o i-improve po yung guidelines na i-include ito sa isasubmit sa amin to suffice po yung distribution of welfare goods.
So, Mr. Chair, ibig sabihin po ba nito, yung 176 million pesos na goods, welfare goods, mga relief goods, wala pong documentation kung sino ang nakatanggap at kung may nakatanggap ba talaga nitong mga distributed goods na ito?
Mr. Chair, hindi po lahat yung 176. That's the amount recorded expenses for welfare goods. But then there is some amounts po doon na may mga kulang or may mga deficiencies ng documents. But then the rest mostly have distribution list po. So itong mga na-mention po namin dito sa report, nakalagay po dito is some, hindi po lahat ng 176. Because we also to manifest na hindi po kami 100% audit. So we audit on a sampling basis. So as much as we want to audit all of this, since mayroon kaming lack of manpower, so or due to the time constraint din po, because for the information of everybody, we just assume the office po but last March 2024. So we have from March 2024 to up to May para po i-audit yung mga transactions ni ODP.
Pero Mr. Chair, ang pagkakaintindi ko po sa audit you do random audits to check if there are certain areas or categories that need to be, that have deficiencies. And once you catch a deficiency, mag-deep dive ka dun sa area na yun So halimbawa, 176 million pesos yung pinag-uusapan natin sa welfare goods. May nakita na kayong findings na may deficiencies. Nag-random sampling pa lang din kayo. Hindi nyo tinitignan na sa 176 million na to, ilan dito yung may deficiency? Medyo malaking amount po to, Mr. Chair. Kaya I'm pressing COA on this. Kasi paano po kung halimbawa, out of the 176 million, sabihin nyo na sabihin natin less than 50%, that's still 70 million pesos, which is a substantial amount. Kaya po nagpe-press ako na sana po wag niyo lang sabihin na merong some deficiencies, na some lang yung hindi nyo alam kung may nakatanggap ba. Kasi medyo malaki po itong halagang pinag-uusapan natin, Mr. Chair. Kailangan nating siguraduhin na yung welfare goods na ito ay nakarating sa mga tao. May nakatanggap. Kaya pag sinabi niyo po sa amin na walang patunay na may nakatanggap, medyo nakaka-alarma po sa amin to, Mr. Chair.
If I may clarify po, ang sinasabi po nung audit po namin, or audit result, there is a deficiencies on the existing guidelines. So may mga lapses po or weaknesses na kailangan pong i-address. So dun sa 176...
Sabihin po may deficiency sa guidelines. At isa sa mga deficiencies ay hindi nagre-require yung agency ng documentation. In effect, as a result, may mga distribution na walang documentation. Kaya po, ang bottom line dito, Mr. Chair, may mga distribution na walang patunay.
Yung titingnan po natin sa report po, may mga transactions or distributions na wala pong distribution list.
Ilan
But
po
then
yun?
not the 176 million as a whole.
Naiintindihan ko po yun. Paulit-ulit po tayo. Naiintindihan ko na hindi yung buong 176 million yung walang documentation. Pero ilan pong porsyento ng 176 million ang walang patunay? Kasi po sabihin natin, kahit 25% na lang yung pag-usapan natin, malaki pa rin yun.
For the documentation or incomplete documentation, we have part of the audit report po yung dito. First is yung na-mention po nung last time na hearing na pinesent po ni Congressman Luistro, wherein may mga lacking documents po. For example, yung post-activity report, acknowledgement receipt, wherein
Meron po ba, sorry po, in the interest of time, magkano po? Pag isusuma total mo lahat ng mga may deficiencies.
so nasa 62,200. Meron pong 62 million, may 218,460, 434,000, and 557. But then as to the post-activity report, the head of the agency or the management of the OBP has submitted their comment that these documents were attached on the liquidation of the cash advances ng mga satellite offices. Hindi lang po nai-attach dun sa liquidation or dun sa liquidation distribution ng welfare goods. So, as of now po, kaya po nilagay namin or sinasabi po namin na nandun pa rin naman po yung as to validation, na-validate din po namin yung dun sa mga nandun sa other attachments. Hindi lang po siya na-attach. So that's why one of the recommendation po dun sa AOM po namin is to revisit yung existing guidelines and then mas paigtingin yung mga controls para po yung mga kulang-kulang na documents. Hindi kasi sinasabing kulang talaga, walang documents eh. May mga documents naman po for the distribution list. There's just a weaknesses on the controls or lapses on the submitted documents po sa amin.
Mr. Chair, ganit po, I recognize COA's effort to address the gaps in the guidelines. Pero we also have to be cognizant of the 62 million pesos that is already in question na mayroong deficiencies. So, Mr. Chair, I would like to ask COA by the next hearing po to please give us a definitive answer. How much of the 62 million has been cleared up doon po sa mga attachments? Kasi baka naman majority pa rin, hindi pa rin accounted for.
Then for information din po, Mr. Chair, yung sa 62 million, ang lacking documents po is post-activity report, which is a secondary documents lang po. But then yung mga distribution list po niya, meron po yun, ma'am. Mr. Chair.
Mr.